Here's a look at my subject and what I'm going to be painting today. And there's the subject simplified for the most part. So let's see how I can capture this thing. And I simplified that on location in my phone using an app on my phone. I took a photo and just kind of simplified it there. It basically just simplifies the shapes so that I'm able to look at it just as shapes, because something, especially with architecture, it's still very challenging for me, because if you've been following me for any length of time through these Plein Air Adventures, you'll see that I haven't done much architecture over the last 90-something episodes. It's very rare for me to do something like this, especially, any kind of building or something. I've only done it a handful of times. So tackling something such as this temple building, I just love the color scheme and everything. It was really cool. It just kind of sticks out, and it's to me it was a unique feature on my trip, and I wanted to capture it in my sketchbook. Just kind of the color harmony, and thought it was a cool building. But yeah, painting architecture, I usually do landscape paintings and like fruit trees or close-ups of things, or just wide open landscapes. And painting a building like this small is it's challenging to not get caught up in details and try to simplify it. And I remember painting this when I was really trying to simplify, but also just go with it's funny to say like the feeling of it or the essence of it, but that's kind of what I was thinking at the time. I wasn't trying to be so detailed or anything as I'm adding small details, but I had to put in these small shadow shapes and stuff to show the three-dimensionality of this place. Luckily, the building, most of the building was white, so I really just focused on leaving the white of the paper for the rest of the building. And then this is probably the best part of the whole painting right here, the side of it, and that kind of subtle shadow that I blended down real softly. That's probably my favorite part of this whole painting, especially once I put the windows in a few minutes. There was like one or two drawing errors in this. As you can see, one of the pillars there on the front, that little overhang, it's kind of crooked. It's not perfect, not a perfect painting, but it's kind of not meant to be either. It's just a quick sketch in the morning in Hawaii, trying to paint this cool temple building. So now that I'm adding these shadows and stuff, it's really starting to come together as an actual three-dimensional building, and it really helps just show the light, the direction of the light. That's what's really important when it comes to capturing light, is making the direction look believable. And if you focus on what's just in front of you, that's an easy way to do it, because obviously what's in front of me was realistic. So now that I got my focal point pretty much dialed in, I'm starting to move to the background and really push the value of these trees, get those blocked in. And I tried to stay pretty loose with these palm trees and stuff. Just capture the feeling of a palm tree, kind of the essence of it. And the greenery as well, everything else. It really just supports this whole scene. And you got to have the shadow on the ground there. That really, it's kind of cool. It kind of leads you into the painting there. And the shadow really was there, actually. It moved a little bit once I was finished painting it, but having it on the ground there kind of just gives some kind of dimension to the ground, like that flat plane. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, while I was in Hawaii, I painted a lot. I mean, I did like 33 paintings in 3 weeks. So I kind of got used to painting and figuring out watercolor because before this I hadn't really painted that much that often. And being in Hawaii, this gave me the chance to kind of paint a lot, relax on a vacation and just get some painting in. And doing as much architecture as I've done on this trip, it really helped me. Really helped me figure out a lot of things. And I always think it's important to kind of try some challenging subjects, something like this. Because where I had to paint this building, I was literally by the edge of the road, and I was in the front yard of this temple. So this temple is really close to me. It's probably 30, 40 feet away. 12 meters or something, whatever. So it's sometimes when you're that close to something, it's very hard to draw it accurately because I had to draw it a lot smaller than what I was actually seeing it. And that's one of the reasons why I took a photo with my phone and simplified it. Because I drew the architecture, actually. I drew what was in front of me by looking at my phone in the photo, because the photo kind of condenses everything. It's able to capture, a greater range of what's really out there. And then for the colors and everything, I just look at what's in front of me for the light and everything. But actually drawing it, I used a photo on my phone because I was able to simplify it, focus on just shapes, and not get caught up in everything that's out there, drawing everything. So adding some more shadows to the foreground there, giving it a little more dimensionality, kind of weighting down that foreground a bit. And I could pretty much call this one done. I'm kind of just messing around with small stuff now. It's kind of pointless. But I'm always experimenting a little bit. I'm adding some yellow onto this white building. Like, will this give it the look of warmth maybe? Because it doesn't really look as warm as it should. And really, I probably should have just made the shadows even cooler to get that kind of warm light. Maybe the grass should have been more yellow rather than that light, cool looking green. There's a lot of things I've learned doing these paintings, so it's never a wasted painting or wasted moment. I'm always learning from these, so that's what's really cool about this whole journey, is learning a lot and seeing where I get to. So let's take a look at the final painting here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.